It's so hard to start this video. Oh, hi, this is Luisa Heinzel. Nice to see you here today for part 2 of my 40k subscribers party. It's so incredible, and that perhaps makes it so hard to say it. 40k. Oh my goodness, what a milestone. But a very important question that I have in the very beginning of this video is, how are you feeling today? I have the feeling that after part 1 of this party, my body and my brain are relatively relaxed. I mean, I have some new things here on my desk that I have to do, or let's say want to do today, but I have the feeling it was a relatively good idea to split this party into 4 parts. What do you think? How is your body reacting to that? For all of you who are new here, perhaps you are here by accident or for some other reasons this is your first video, let me quickly explain what we are doing here. So I realized that I can't handle parties so well anymore, especially when it's a bigger party. My body and my brain are not working together so well anymore after such a party. So I thought I'm going to split this 40k party here on my channel into 4 parts. If you have missed part 1, which happened last week, then you can find the link down below this video. And it's not too late to watch that video, because there I have made a little junk journal tag challenge, which you can still join. Yeah, so the deadline for that giveaway from the first video is October 19th. So you have still 1 week to hop into that challenge and to create your 4 tags with the lazy masterbot method, which I'm showing you in the other video. So if you want to join that, then please just click the link below the video, this video, and watch the first part, and there you will get every information you need to join that giveaway. In this video, we will also have a giveaway. So in this whole party thing, we have 2 giveaways in total, and perhaps you think that is a little bit strange. I have already explained that in the first video, but if this is new for you, let me quickly talk about that, why I did that. Because there have been a lot of people who enjoyed my past tag challenges, which I've done for other milestones here on my channel. And I wanted to give those of you who enjoyed those challenges the chance to do another tag challenge. So for the other giveaway, you have to create something to enter the giveaway. And for the giveaway that we have in this video, you have to do nothing except of leaving a comment. And the second giveaway is for all of you who don't like to create something at the moment. Perhaps you are not in the mood of creating something. Perhaps you don't like tags or whatever. So, you know, you have a chance to win something even if you don't want to be creative at the moment. When I thought about the prizes for today's giveaway, I was really struggling, because if I wanted to show my appreciation for each and everyone out there, I think I would have to go to the airport and take an airplane or a boat or a car or a train or something like that to come to each and everyone out there and to visit you. And I want to give everyone out there a really big hug and some kisses, but of course that is not possible. But that is what my heart tells me that I would need to do to show what I am feeling about all of the love that you are giving to me, that you have given in the past, that you are still giving, and hopefully are going to give in the future. And that is really hard. So I thought about prizes that are really special. And the prizes that I have for today's giveaway have a really metaphoric worth, I would say. I will go into detail about that in a second. So what can you win today? There are 4 prizes. 1 prize, and I don't want to say the first prize, the second prize, the 4th prize. Yeah, there are 4 prizes, no particular order. One of the 4 prizes is going to be a 40 euro coupon for my shop. Another prize is going to be this journal. another prize is going to be this journal. What this is, I will tell you in a second. And the fourth prize is something that is also, yeah, a metaphoric thing, because that is the probably most valuable thing I could give away, and that is some of my time. I would like to give away 40 minutes of my time. So the prize is going to be a 40-minute video call with me. So if you win that, we can decide about a date and then we can meet for a video call. And the journals that you can see here are really, really special, even if they look a little bit unspectacular at first glance. When I thought about what I want to give away, I came to this thought that this whole thing, doing junk journaling on YouTube, having all of you like at my desk with me, I came to this thought that it feels like we are married. That might seem a little bit strange, but it feels like a really, really close marriage with all of the positive and nice things and all of those like problems and things that are perhaps not so nice, but that can be solved. Do you know what I mean? Sometimes there are things where we think, okay, that is not my taste, or this is not my cup of tea, but I watch the videos anyway, and I'm able to find inspiration, I'm able to find ideas, I'm able to solve problems, and that is, for me, something that is an indicator for a really, really good marriage as well. Yeah, when you are married, you can't be happy every day. That would be like really like a fantasy movie. Yeah, that is not the reality. If you are married to someone, you have to go through hard times. You have to go through things that are not so nice and not so like perfect. Yeah, and that is something that is really, really like a capture for what we are doing together here. So I thought, when you got married, yeah, then the bride gets something old, something new, something borrowed, something blue, and perhaps you know this saying, also a sixpence in your shoe. So then it's a rhyme, yeah? Something old, something new, something borrowed, something blue, a sixpence in your shoe. So I thought I'm going to take two journals which are really, really old. I made those ages ago. As you can see, they have this spiral binding here. So this is something that I would not do for a journal that I'm doing today. Yeah, this is something that I tried out in the past. And in both of these journals, that is actually relatively funny. Let's take perhaps this as well, so we can perhaps flip simultaneously. Is that possible? In these journals, there are things that are like really antique, because these are things that I once had in my stash, materials that I, you know, have used up in the meantime. There are also some digitals which are a little bit older from my shop, but the most things in here are, you know, it's like a scrappy journal, but if you win this, you will get something really antique from my craft room. I know that is really like an emotional and a little bit sentimental thing as well, perhaps. For example, this stencil here. I still have the stencil, but I really can't remember when I have used it the last time. Yeah, so that is something that is really also strange for me to look at. But I thought it could be a special thing for you to have something like this from the very first days of my junk journal journey. And I would like to pair this with some other older things. And both of these are special in some way. So let's first talk about this one here. Perhaps you know this card from a video, so there's a video existing. I will link that down below for you. The special thing about this card is that you can rotate the focal point, so you can use it like this, or you could also rotate this and use the card like this. I will change this into a cover topper today, so that will go onto this journal here today. I will cover up this woman, which to be honest, I hate this woman. I don't like this picture. I mean, I don't hate the woman, the woman, yeah, but I hate the picture. So I want to turn this into a journal topper today to put this here. And this is something that was in my craft studio for a very long time. It has been on my wall for a very long time. And this, even if I made this by myself, it sounds a little bit strange, has inspired me really, really much. I don't know why, but this was something somehow special, even if I can't explain it. But I want to have this on this journal for the winner of this journal. And this here is something I made, and I made a video about this, and then I deleted the video because I was totally not happy with the outcome of this piece. And I haven't thrown it into my trash can on the day when I made the video, because I thought, let's put that into a drawer and let's take that out a while later and look at it again. And today was the day when I took this out. When I was searching for the things that I can put here onto the journals, I thought, what was the problem with this thing? Because when I have it in my hands now, I totally love it. And I have really no idea why I was struggling so much when I made this. I have absolutely no idea. So this will, I have to cut it, and then this will go here. And this piece also has to do something with the things I want to talk about in this video while I'm finishing up these journals. Because it is a relatively massive step for me to take this and put that to the journal, because this was something I wasn't satisfied about. I mean, still think it's not perfect, but that is what junk journaling is, isn't it? When I was born as a perfectionist, and it is so hard to come over this and to do things that are not perfect, but that is junk journaling. I will talk about that in detail later, and also about things that I have learned in the meantime, which could be hopefully helpful for you as well. So this will go to this journal. So we have something old for the bride. Then we are going to need something new. The new things are these labels. I want to put a label on each of the journals, and I have also these brads, which I bought new. So this is the new thing as well. And I've alcohol inked these so that they look a little bit like rusty. And of course, we need some paper for putting into the labels. So these are new as well. These are made with oxide inks on a jelly plate. So these will go behind those metal labels later. And then this traditional saying says, the bride needs something borrowed. Whew, that was hard. That was really hard, because I thought, what can I use that is borrowed? Because, you know, that is something, it's a little bit difficult. And then I came to the solution. Both of these buttons are borrowed from my mom and my grandma. I have thousands and thousands of buttons from their stash, and I'm going to borrow these today for my project of finishing these journals. That is something special, because I mean, it's only 2 buttons, yeah, but it's not that I went into a store and bought those buttons, but they have a long journey, yeah. So because they have been in Germany, where my mom and my grandma were living, yeah, so I was born in Germany as well, and now they are here in Austria, and they have a really long journey behind them, because I went to Germany and picked them up from my father's house. He has like gifted them to me, and then they went here to Austria, and now I have them here. And I have to say, I have a whole cupboard of buttons. Yeah, there are several drawers, and this cupboard is full of those buttons, and I have so many that I easily could give away some, but every time when I use one, it's like using a treasure from this stash of buttons that once belonged to my grandma's and my mom's stash. And I hope that you can see what I'm trying to say with using these. It's like, yeah, something that I would like to bring to you that comes really from the bottom of my heart. Then the saying says the bride needs something blue. That is easy because in both of the journals we have blue. So here it's obvious, we have this blue here, and we are... Stay calm. Shut up. We have this blue here from this bingo card. And also in this journal there is some blue. Here, for example. Here. And here are several like inky areas which are blue. Now I can't find them anymore, but please believe me, also in this journal there's blue. But it really annoys me that I can't see it so clearly at first glance. So let's do something. Blue. So now we have blue here as well. Thank you, Uncharted Mariner. Blue. That is cool. That looks actually really cool. So, and we want to make a little mess here as well because we are junk journalers. So we do it like this. That is perfect. And then the saying says, a sixpence in your shoe. And to be honest, I had to look up this word sixpence. I was like, what the heck is that? So if you don't know what that is and you have to ask Google as well, then you are totally my friend, because I would feel not so alone anymore. So I have these. This is not real money, but these are some charms. They look relatively realistic, don't they? I have bought these in Rome. If you follow my channel, you know how much and how intense my heart is beating for Rome. And I have bought these on a flea market there. This is not something that has cost me a lot of money, but it's something that has a relatively big worth to me because it's connected to Rome and I have bought it there. And I thought, you have listened to so many stories that I have told about Rome and my experience there, and you have been in Rome with me through my videos, and you have shown so much excitement about that and so much love for those stories that I have told you, that I thought the people who will get these journals shall get something that comes from Rome as well. So I want to take these and the buttons and attach them with these little bulb pins and these eyelets to the journals later. But first we have to do some other things to make that possible. And while I'm putting these together, and there's actually something that is the most special coincidence ever, but I will tell you about that later. I've realized that while I recorded the German video, so this is actually the second round that I'm doing this. I've already recorded the German video, and during that video I realized this coincidence, but please wait a bit. So crazy. Yeah, while I'm attaching these and assembling these, I want to talk about something and give you a little Louise talk. I have promised to do that. Perhaps it's not, I mean, how do you say that? It's like a Drohung. What is Drohung in English? I have no idea, but that doesn't matter. So I have told you that I will do some Louise talk, so I will do it. But to be honest, when I promised that, I haven't expected that I will find what I found. The other day, I watched some videos on TikTok. You know, this app, TikTok. And there was a woman she was actually painting some fabric, and you know that you can use like the sound on TikTok. Yeah, there are, like for example for Instagram Reels, there are those sounds that you can use for your own video. And the sound that this woman has used was actually a part of a speech by John Cleese. To be honest, I didn't know that John Cleese has written books. Please don't laugh at me. I mean, I know him, but I haven't known about that. Yeah, so I didn't know that he has written books and that he talked about that. I had no idea. I thought he's an actor and that's all. So then I found out that this text that was the sound of the video was from this original speech by John Cleese. And when I listened to that, I wasn't able anymore to follow the content of the video. I'm sorry. But what John Cleese said in that speech was like an answer to every of my questions. It was an answer to every question that you have ever asked me. That sounds like really crazy, but it's the truth. And I tried to find the original speech. I couldn't find it in total, but I could find the content of this TikTok sound. So I would like to read what he has said, because I'm not totally sure if I can put the original video into my video here. I'm not sure if that is allowed, so I will read that to you. By the way, this paper trimmer is magic. Have you seen how easily it went through the embossed feathers here and all of those layers? I mean, this is so thick and sturdy, so many layers, and this it's going through it like through butter. Thank you, Tonic Studios. Thank you, Tim, for this trimmer. It's just magic. So let me read this part of the speech to you. John Cleese says, "Nothing will stop you being creative so effectively as the fear of making a mistake." Now, if you think about play, you see why. To play is experiment. What happens if I do this? What would happen if we did that? What if? The very essence of playfulness is an openness to anything that may happen. A feeling that whatever happens is okay. To be honest, when I read this to you, I mean, my hands are like shaking, because I'm really close to crying at the moment because of my, I mean, I understand everything. Yeah, I mean, it's not that I haven't understood it before, but it's coming so close to my mind and to my heart that is just incredible. So let's see what he says further. A feeling that whatever happens is okay. So you cannot be playful if you are frightened that moving in some direction will be wrong, something you shouldn't have done. I mean, you are either free to play or you are not. And then he says that Alan Watts has said, you can't be spontaneous within reason. So crazy. So you've got to risk saying things that are silly and not logical and wrong. And the best way to get the confidence to do that is to know that while you are being creative, nothing is wrong. There's no such thing as a mistake, and any drivel may lead to the breakthrough. And now the last factor, because I mean, it was like a longer speech and he is talking obviously about different factors of creativity. And what he's talking about then is actually the fifth factor. And he says that is humor. And that is something that really, it kills my nerves somehow, because it's just so obvious and such a secret at the same time. Do you know what I mean? And then he says, I happen to think the main evolutionary significance of humor is that it gets us from the closed mode to the open mode quicker than anything else. Let that sink in for a moment, please. And have in mind that this man is talking about creativity in general. He's not talking about junk journaling. He's not talking about paper crafting. He's not talking about card making or something like that. He's talking about creativity in general. But can you also see the parallels between what he's saying and junk journaling in particular? I don't know how you feel about that, but for me it's just so crazy. When I heard that in that TikTok video, and when I found the original speech and also saw John Cleese's face, I was like, what the heck? He's talking about junk journaling. He is answering all of the questions that you are asking me the whole time. And that was just so crazy to hear. And I'm still a little bit in shock, when I want to be honest. Because there are so many people who say, and I read that so often, you say, Louise, you are so talented and everything seems to be so easy. Everything you do is like, you know, it's like, and then it's there, like some kind of magic or so. And I often hear that you have to be talented to be creative. And I think that is so not true. And it's so hard to bring someone who thinks that to this point, to believe that it's not true, and to experience, where's my bone folder, that that is not true. And everything that John Cleese says in this speech is just like such an eye-opener to me, and I'm really wondering why I haven't heard that before. I mean, this speech, or the part of the speech, it's crazy. It's just absolutely crazy. And why am I telling you that? Why am I talking about that in this video? I mean, I said to you that I want to talk about my thoughts, that I want to give, like, you know, I called it Louise talk, you know, Tim talk, Louise talk. I couldn't find a better word for that, because it's just that, yeah, talking about thoughts that I have. And why is this? Okay, so here's no glue. Let's just solve this problem. It seems to be a little bit weird to take words from someone else to put that into your own video, but this was so crazy to me, and I thought, yeah, what he says is the whole thing. I mean, it's so to the point that I couldn't resist to put that into this video and talk about that, because there are so many people who say, I don't have the talent to do this or this or that. It's not necessarily junk journaling what I'm talking about here, but it's like art and being creative in general. But I think for junk journaling in particular, what he says is so important. And if you ever think I have not enough talent, please just try to get this thought away, because it's not talent what you need. It's the wish to create something, and it's the willingness to play. If you say, ooh, playing, that is not my thing, I'm afraid, I'm sure you will never come to this point where you think, okay, now I'm creative, now I found something that is my style, something that I like, something that I'm satisfied with. I'm really sure that you can't come to that point if you're not willing to play. And often when I get those comments, yeah, when you say, oh, that looks so nice and you are so talented, to be honest, sometimes I'm sitting there and I think, what do the people think? I mean, I was not born with so much talent, yeah? That is also something that John Cleese says in another speech, that, or that was actually, I think, in an interview that I have seen. He says that some people are born with more talent than others. And I think, I mean, we can't say that talent isn't existing, yeah? I don't want to say that. But I would say about myself that I was born with less talent than some of you might think. And so many things are practice, playing, experimenting. And I also have to say, but that's only my personal opinion, that I could improve what I'm doing with having / buying high quality products, tools, and such things. When I see what I have done in the past with, like, you know, not so professional tools, especially tools, I have the feeling that, you know, a lot has changed with investing in some, yeah, more professional tools. For example, I'm not talking about fancy tools for thousands of euros. Yeah, I'm talking, for example, about the crocodile. That is something that I want to use in a second, and where I think that it is really worth to have that for several different things. I mean, if you don't want to make holes into your projects, you won't need a crocodile. Of course not. But where's my brayer? Here. For example, I mean, this is just a brayer, yeah, but it's a tool that I have bought to make sure that this stuff is really like attached well, and that are sometimes not really like fancy tools that I'm talking about, or fancy mediums, but just things that allow me to do things that I couldn't do without the tools. And of course, especially with mediums, if you buy mediums, I would say you have more fun while playing if you invest in some high quality mediums instead of running into idolatry and buying cheaper products and cheaper mediums where you later on think, okay, I can't really do anything with those mediums because they have been so cheap that they can't do what I want them to do. Do you know what I mean? I don't want to say that you can only play and only be satisfied with high quality products. I don't say that. There are so many cheap things in this crafty world available that can be used, of course. And if you are a beginner, I totally understand that you don't buy the most expensive things on the first day of your journey. Of course not. And there's absolutely no problem with starting with cheaper things. But I think if you want to, do this thing for a longer time, you will have more fun and more success with the techniques when you have products that are worth their price. Let's say it like that, yeah? That doesn't have to be like a ton of euros, but they have to be worth their price. And there are some mediums that are relatively cheap where you can't do what you want, and that's annoying. But that's only my personal opinion. Now I can't see this anymore. Oh, there. Here we go. And sometimes not sometimes, very often, I read, this is really, really white. Can I make this work, please? I want to cut off more from here, I think. I often read, Louise, you make everything look so easy. That is also something that went through my mind very often while I prepared this video and while I thought about what John Cleese said in his speech. Because, I think I have often talked about this topic here on my channel, but I want to remind you, what you see in videos is the end result of an idea. Please always have in mind when you watch a video and you think what the person is doing there, butter, it's like butter, what the person is doing there looks so easy, then please, please, please remind yourself the person has already invested time to come up with that idea that you watched there. The person has already made the whole thing, has edited the video, and if it's a video where you can see those cuts that the person has made with the video editor, then please have in mind that you don't see the struggles, that you don't see what the person perhaps has done in between of those cuts. Perhaps the person was, like screaming, running around in the craft room and drinking a coffee, smoking a cigarette for the nerves, some sort of those things. You won't see that. And I really appreciate when you write comments below those videos where I show my process and where I show you everything that happens. And it's in this video the same. You see my live process of finishing these journals. I mean, this is not such a big deal, but even for this, there can come some problems where you are not aware of. You can watch the German video. In the end, you will see I made a mistake on the other journals. I mean, I don't know if I've mentioned that, I have 2 for the English video and 2 for the German video, so I've already done that same thing for the German video, and in the end there happened something, and if this wasn't a process video, then perhaps I would have cut it out. Like if it was a tutorial or something, I would have cut it out to not confuse you with things that could be confusing. That's also a thing. When you see those edited videos and the people cut out different things from the videos, they do that to not confuse you and to give you a really like a real tutorial with measurements and with steps that you have to do, and they don't want to confuse you within a tutorial. That's the reason why we edit our videos. But that can also be confusing, or that can be misunderstood as well, because if you don't, it's exactly that. I mean, that was too low. If this was an edited tutorial, you would not see that what just happened, yeah? So please don't be intimidated by those videos. And if you see something where you think, oh, I'm a beginner, I can't do that, I like what I see, but I can't do that, try to not think that, because all of the people who share what they have done, all the people who share art or creative projects, they want to inspire you, and they don't want you to be intimidated about something that has taken a ton of time, perhaps. You know, sometimes you do take another artist, for example, has done a technique that you have never done before. Yeah, what do you expect? I mean, the other artist has also practiced that, has spent time to learn that technique, to be able to do that on the project. And please think about that when you watch something like that. We want to inspire you, and we want to give you ideas. And if you see, holy crap, if you see something where you think, oh, I'm not able to do such a big project, yeah, for example, you see something that has obviously taken weeks to finish, try to see the small things that you can take for yourself out of that for your own projects. Don't think in this like whole big context, but try to pick out small things that you can try with the mediums and the tools and the materials that you have. And then you will see, when you play around with that and with this small idea, the bigger ideas and the bigger projects, all of this like big art will come automatically with playing with those smaller ideas. So what do we think about this? This is great, I would say. This can still be rotated. So if the winner of this journal wants to use it like this, or for example as like a calendar or something like that, or display on a table, you could still use it this way, you know, just place it like so to the edge of your table so that the legs can hang off from the table. So now our bride needs something new, so let's find a place for these labels. And I think I have used the second card I made in the video where I made this for the German giveaway and there I have cut that a little bit differently, and because of that the label made sense here on the bottom. But I think in this case it looks better when we place that here. Yeah, I think that is better. And here, I think I want to place it here on the bottom in the middle, because here we would cover up relatively much of those leaves, which took me hours and nerves. So let's place that here. And a second ago I just went to the toilet and I had some thoughts. Do you know that sitting on the toilet is sometimes relatively helpful for finding some like thoughts that could bring you further? Is this parallel? Because I thought, what if you heard, for example, the words by John Cleese or another person who has given you, let's say, some thoughts about creativity, art and all that stuff, yeah? And you have heard that and then you think, okay, but how can I handle that for myself? How can I bring that into my own reality? Because I think hearing something and then acting like the person is telling you that are two different things. And now I'm really, really happy that I can take out this guy here, because I need holes here in the middle where I can't reach this here with this. So I'm really happy that I got this from one of my absolutely wonderful viewers. I'm new to this tool. Let's see, is this the right one? No. And that was this was also such a thing where I thought, how crazy are you all out there? Because it's just not normal that someone I mean, it's not normal in a positive way, that someone writes you an email and says, Louise, I have here this tool for you. I want to send that to you. Is that the right distance? That looks so much, but it's correct. It's just correct. Don't mess this up. And then that they, I mean, all of the gifts that you sent to me, that is just so crazy. Because, I mean, yeah, this is so helpful. This is just so good. And I mean, I'm always blown away by your generosity. Is that the word? Yeah, I think so. The noun of generous must be generosity. Sounds a little bit weird, but I think that's correct. Yeah, so thank you also for that, for all of your letters and all of your gifts and all of that. It's just so crazy. But what I originally wanted to say is, you have heard something about creativity and how this whole thing works. And you might think, okay, what the person said there, that is so true, and I could find so many things that I can agree to, I think. And then the work and the hardest part begins, because to bring what you've heard and what you've noticed to your own life and to your own reality, that can be so hard. And I don't want to shock you in some way. Yeah, I don't want to say, oh, that's so hard. I want to say that it is normal that that is hard, because just by listening to someone, you can't bring that to your own life, I think. That needs practice, that needs time, that needs, you know, everything of that. And I think for this we need the big tool here as well. And sometimes, and that is something that follows what I just said, you heard something that you want to bring into your own life because you think what the person said is right and I want to bring that to my reality. And then you tried it, you have invested a lot of time, a lot of nerves, money perhaps, for tools or mediums or whatever. You have spent time to practice something, and then you can perhaps say, okay, I have played around, I have experimented, I have done everything that was suggested from that person, and now I know what I know. But then there comes the difficult point, I would say. And it's also very difficult to see these marks on this black background. Holy crap. I'm sorry, I just have to make sure that I don't make a mistake here. And the other one, I can't see the other one anymore. Let's imagine you have practiced, you have done all of that, yeah, you have followed all of the advice that the other person has given. And then you think, I'm so proud of myself that I could manage that. And that is, I think, especially in the world of social media, really, it can be really hard. Because when you now say, okay, I go to the public and holy crap, I can't see this. It's there. I can't speak and do this at the same time. That must be a special, like, talent or thing to practice as well. Holy crap, I'm so sorry. So let's say you have your knowledge, you now know what you know and what you can do, and you want to share that with the public. I think it is relatively hard because when people are in the public, and especially on YouTube, yeah, you share something and you are excited about that, then it's hard to ignore those trolls who tell you, she is so proud of herself, and she is like, how do you say that in English? Putting herself on like something like a stage or so, yeah, and she says, wow, this is so cool and I like this so much. Yeah, you have done that. The trolls could say that, yeah, and it's, I think, really hard to understand that it is good to go into public and tell the people what you have done and that you are proud of that. I think that is so, so important. And even if you don't have a YouTube channel, yeah, if you don't have a YouTube channel, just, you know, ignore that. It's the same for people who don't have a channel, because to tell someone else what you have done and that you are proud of that brings you a step further as well. It brings you more confidence with what you are doing, and it's so important that you are proud of what you have done. And I think it's even more important to bring that to the world as well and tell the people what you have done, because not only that is good for yourself and for your own growth as an artist, but it's also helpful for other people, because when you are at that point that you can say, I am proud of what I have done, then you can encourage other people to be proud of themselves as well. Yeah, so that has a double function somehow. I need to take this hammer now, and I will do that like away here from my glass mat. I want to hammer to, but with this side, with these snoopsies here. Oopsie. I want to hammer through to these braids to make them a little bit more distressed and to flatten these little legs here on the other side, but I'm a little bit afraid to do that on my glass mat, even if I could do that, I think. Tim has done that in his video as well, but I think he hasn't hammered so much like I do here. So let's just do that. Then this is also a bit more sturdy on there. I will show you what I have done here in a second. Okay, here we go. So now these look really damaged, but I mean, this is like, you know, project without hammer would not be my project. Here on the inside, this is now really flat, so that this looks cool, I think, now. And the next thing that we need now is our sixpence in the shoe and the borrowed buttons. So let's see. I have learned in the German video that it is not so good to to punch the hole too far to the inside. So let's pay attention to that. And that is also something, yeah. Some people say, oh, that looks so cool what you have done there, and that is just so nice. And as I said before, they say that looks so easy what you are doing there, and blah blah blah, all of that. I don't mean blah 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 bad, you know what I mean. That is something where I always think, thank you that you tell me that you like what I have done. Thank you that you appreciate that I have shared my process. But please have in mind that it took me time, nerves, practice, playing, and all of that. Yeah. And that is something that often I would say is, I don't want to say ignored by the people, but always, please always have that in mind, especially when you are a beginner or you are not so like confident yet. Yeah, please always have that in mind. The people have invested time when they show you something, and most of the that is arrogant. Don't say that, Louisa. Many tutorials on YouTube are planned from the very beginning to the very end, and every step is not, there are tutorials where every step is planned and not spontaneous, not a process, not something where you can say, oh, the person has struggled there. Do you know what I mean? And please always have that in mind. And if you have something where you think, I'm totally proud that I could manage that, and if it's only the tiniest thing, yeah, for example, the whole time you couldn't manage to get holes into your cover and set an eyelet, and then there comes this day where you, for the first time, could manage to do this so that it looks nice, it's in the right place, and the eyelet is, you know, intact and not damaged by the tool. Then please, please, please be proud of that. And if you want to share that, and if you want to show, for example, your followers on Instagram or wherever, that you have managed that, then please do that. Please share that. You don't have to always share a finished project, yeah? And that is something that I also had to learn. And yeah, I have to say, I have the same problem like in the German video. So you can see it doesn't help. It doesn't help. Why? I mean, what the heck? Not to say the word with F. I mean, we could also, but that doesn't work because the hole in the coin is too small. Holy crap. I don't know what this is. But I was always, and I think I'm still this person, who shares the finished project with more confidence than a work in progress. Don't freak out, Louisa, don't freak out. And I've learned that I can also share something that is not finished. And I've learned that from no other than Tim Holtz. And there are so many other things I've learned from him. And I'm really thankful for that. And I'm at the same time freaking out in a second. I can't make this work. Holy moly. But these are those moments where also my brain is completely stopping what it should do. I want this, that this hangs here like so. So let's first put it there and close it and see if it works without the coin in the button. Should work. Yeah, the problem is, okay, so the problem is that this goes relatively hard because the hole is still a little bit far to the inside, but I will not give up. So I will now, since it's in the right position, try to open it from this side and try to leave this little troll in there. It doesn't work. Those are really the moments where I could cry. Now I can't open it anymore, and it's stuck in here. That's not possible to open it. Okay, now it's open. Don't freak out, Louise. This has to go like so, then this. That is always also my problem when I want to put things to a bulb pin or a ring or something, that I have that in the wrong direction. That always happens to me. Okay, now I have it. Whew. Oh. That was like a marathon. Okay, so here we go. Now this is here, and I really like this. And of course I've chosen this brown button to match the browns here in the butterfly and also in the background. I think that looks really nice, and you have something to play here. We have to do that again. Can we manage, please, to do that again? But here on this one, where do we want to put this? Also on the bottom or on the top, because you know the label and this little dangle, that here the dangle is on the bottom and the label is on the top, so that this is like, you know, this flow here. So that would mean we would have to put this somewhere here. Is that too close to her head? No, it isn't. Would it look better here? Nope. I want to have that here. So let's try this whole thing again. Perhaps we can learn something today. Funny, Louisa, very funny. So let's see. I'm going to try to make this hole even closer to the edge. Than on the other one, hopefully. That was enough. So let's see. So now I have to take this off to make sure that this can go through here. And talking to yourself while you're doing something is also really helpful. Don't feel weird if you talk to yourself while you are creative. That's completely normal. I mean, I tell you that so that I can believe that by myself as well. Because I do that all the time. Woo! That was hard, but it was faster than the other one. That feels like a tiny jackpot. So we have this little thing here now. I like that. So then these are nearly finished. I want to do something that I always do with my journals. I want to give them a number. And with that, we have something special to celebrate within this party. That is a party in the party. That is really cool. So I have this little paper pad here, and I have all of my journals that I ever made documented in here. Yeah, so I have numbered them, and then I have written the name of the journal, if it had a name, or what it what the journal was for. I have written it here, and so I can see where all of the journals are and, you know, what I have done. And look, 97 was the number of the first journal from the German video from today. 98 was the number of the second journal from the German video, so that means we have 99 and 100 here today. What? I mean, what? And that is such a fantastic coincidence. I mean, 100 journals. That is a reason to celebrate by itself, isn't it? So that means that this is number 100 because I have attached this after I had finished this. Is that correct? Yes, that is correct. So this has to be, I mean, we have to be correct here. This is 99. Where's my ink pad? So let's first stamp 99 here, and then let's find a page. Ooh, where, oh, this is perfect. Oh. So let's sign this. And I will put this aside so that the ink can dry. And oh, here I have to write 40k subscribers. Subscribers. Give away journal number 3. And then, drum roll. That is crazy. That is really crazy. That feels so unreal. That feels just so unreal. Don't cry, Louisa. Just don't cry. Okay. So that's it. If you would like to win either one of these journals or a 40 euro coupon for my shop or 40 minutes of my time in form of a video call, then all you have to do is leave a comment below this video. That is all. You can just like write what you want. Of course, I would be really interested in what you think about what I have talked about in this video. Of course, I'm always interested in things that you wish for. If you have some suggestions for the future, if there's something that you want to see me doing or try out or something like that, then please let me know in the comments. But it's not necessary to include that into your comment. You can just write what you want, and then with that comment you enter the giveaway automatically. The deadline for this giveaway is also October 19th, like for the tag challenge from the first video as well, same deadline. And the winner announcement for both of the giveaways, from part 1 of this party video series and from this giveaway as well, will then follow in the part 4 of this party series. Yeah, so in part 4 I will announce the winners. Future Louisa here. I just wanted to make myself another coffee. As you can see, I've already started to clean my desk, and then I suddenly realized that I totally forgot to tell you about another surprise that I have for you. Holy moly. So here comes another surprise. You can get 40% off on my digital products in my shop from today until the party ends. So if you want to go shopping and if you need some digital papers for your collection, the link to my shop is down below in the description box, and you can get the 40% off you know, 40K, 40%. With using this code here, you can just put everything that you want to purchase into your basket in my shop, and then in the end of your order process, there's a little box where you can put in this code. So just write it down somewhere, and then you can paste it into this little box, and then you get automatically the 40% off. So I hope that that is a nice surprise for you, even if I nearly forgot it. But of course it comes from my heart, and I want to give you something for all of the things that you do for me. So I hope you enjoy that. And now I will really make a coffee and then edit the video so that you can see it and that you can hopefully enjoy it. I'm really, really excited where both of these journals will go and who will win the other prizes. And I'm hoping that I could inspire you. I'm hoping that you could also get some thoughts about creativity and especially your own creative journey with this video, and hopefully with some of my other videos as well, because that is why I'm doing this whole thing here. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for everything you do, for all of your support, for your love and for your engagement on my channel, for encouraging me to go on with what I'm doing here. I'm so thankful, and I will be forever grateful for everything that you have done, still do, and that is just so amazing. So I hope that we will have a really, really great marriage in the future as well, to stay within the picture of this video. And I really enjoyed our wedding that we have celebrated today. See you the next time. Have a very creative day. Bye bye.